Best practices and advice to make alien contact. Happy to be here at this interesting time. There are a few things I may want to say over time depending on how things go. For a first post, I wish to start with the question for what I'm focusing on right now. This is important for me, so I want to gather as much advice and viewpoints as possible to improve my contact attempts. I'm looking for others' experience and advice on how to transmit, hopefully even receive, though that's a lot harder, messages to beings that have the technology to read and translate thought signals. I may get into details about my main goal in a future post. But as a general rule, it's drawing attention to this planet timeline for making much needed contact, as I believe is bound to happen soon. Some relevant details. I'm not good with things like meditation, am heavily blocked and distracted in this regard, which is upsetting. But I work with what I have. There are also no people I know physically that I do this with. I work alone on it. That being said, here are a few specific points. Please share your thoughts on them, and anything else you consider helps. First obstacle is envisioning who or what I'm contacting. The clearer the picture, the better the result. We only lived on and have memories of this earth with no direct perception and knowledge of what exactly is beyond. We're left estimating and imagining. For instance, do I want to focus on sending a thought to a computer-like device which receives them like an antenna, or straight to other beings whose bodies and minds can interpret it directly? What are even the different beings as a general picture? How do beings I can trust look like? It's easy to go with the stereotypical tall humanoid with pale skin and black eyes, but that's obviously a human stereotype likely based on throwaway bodies used to pilot exploration craft. How should I presume those ships themselves look, including the interior? It's easy to think of something from a film or game, but again, that's a human interpretation and not necessarily accurate. In fact, should I even be focusing on a floating container vehicle in space when some beings' devices may be housed on either another planet or timeline of the Earth? Looking for good general images and presumptions to form and work with. What is the best way to transmit information? It's common sense that beings outside this earth don't use English, and are unlikely to have some dictionary to translate precise sentences either. I practiced with projecting letters and words in large font or voice, but if anything, suspect it's the intent that has a chance of being picked up on. Small numbers are easy, as you can represent those by projecting a string of, say, 3 dots, but anything more precise requires a common language. I feel that for most things this isn't needed. The best way is to project clear footage like a camera filming something you want to show. Can even envision symbols or a marker on top. Sometimes I still feel I need words for being more specific. My focus requires describing a location in space and time. I looked at illustrations of the solar system is in the Milky Way. From there, it's easy to just envision the planet chart: Earth third from the Sun, then the Earth in detail as seen from a satellite, then zoom in. But then how do you best describe a more precise location, like an area inside a city in a nation? For instance, do you think longitude and latitude coordinates as reported by a service like Google Maps are easy to decipher? Or is that just numbers expected to make no sense? That's presuming it's clear which point in time you're from, which is its own other thing to wonder about. Post from user Mercia Kitsune at Reddit.